Hi, Heather. It's great to see you again. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm also really excited to talk to you because today we have some real matchmaking behind the scenes,
Yes.
and it's a happy hold letter. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, before we get into that, Heather, what is a happy hold letter and why is this so important?
So, a happy hold letter or a happy hold status, if you will, in our matchmaking world, means that we've matched two people, and the one person um, reports back into us saying, "That's it. No more. I want to date this match exclusively." So, we've coined the phrase happy hold because they're holding off on any future matches and they're happy. So this, we get excited in the office, we ring bells, we congratulate each other. It's a really big deal because all of our hard work and energy as matchmakers has paid off. And the fact that they're reporting back in and letting us know really feels like we're really changing lives. So it's a really powerful thing.
I love that. And it definitely is powerful because this week we have two happy hold letters that we're featuring. And this never happens, right? This is very rare.
This is very rare. So, two happy letters from the match that we made, the man and the woman. This is statistically what we see. And I'm just going to pull back the curtain and be very honest.
Okay, yes.
Um, Statistically, Molly, a lot of times our clients don't report in that they're happy and they want to stop the matching. I think a couple of things happen there. I think that people don't want to jinx it, right? They're like, let's just see what happens. The other thing too is I think that they're so excited and in this new relationship that they're solely focused on that. So we've done our jobs, we've done well, and reporting back into us can sometimes be rare. So we'll call them and say, "Hey, how are things?" And a client might say, "Oh, I forgot to tell you, I'm dating the match you sent." And we're like, "Mary, yeah, why didn't you tell us?"
Yeah.
This one's really great because the other statistic is, a little more likely that we get one happy hold.
Hmm.
And also somebody reporting back in with a letter, with a typed out thank you letter. This happy hold couple went on happy hold mutually, and they wrote a letter to us on the exact same day. So this one gives matchmakers chills because looking at the statistics, the reporting in, and then also taking the effort to write the letter. And, it's such a magical experience for matchmakers. It's what we dream of for any of our clients.
That's so true. This is like a movie. Let's look at their happy hold letter. Let's first look at hers. So I have it pulled up here. She mentions that he's the perfect match for her. He has a great sense of humor, is a good listener, and she feels really comfortable with him and that they just gel perfectly and they have common interests and they enjoy each other's company. That sounds like a movie, but you and I both know, Heather, it was not that simple for her to begin with. Do you remember a little bit about her story before she joined?
This is a woman that was lucky, and I don't know if luck is the right word, but she came to us with a previous relationship experience that we all hope to achieve. She was married to the love of her life for a long time, and unfortunately, he passed away. Um, she came to us even after that. Unfortunately, she then lost her daughter. And this one's tough because when somebody enrolls with that kind of, experience and pain, we want to be very, very gentle with who we introduce them to, how quickly we introduce them to someone. She was very vulnerable to share, "Guys, I've never done, it's been so long since I've been in the dating scene. I don't really know what I'm doing. All I know is that I really love being in a relationship and sharing companionship. And I'd like that again. That's what I know. Everything else, I'm not really sure of." And so having this tool to be able to navigate through that very first introduction, that very first date, and then talk to her, okay, how did this one feel? How did it go? I think was really beneficial to her. The other thing that was really great about her personality type is she actually spent her whole entire working career as a special education teacher. She comes to us with the biggest, most compassionate heart. She's somebody that when she loves deeply, and she invests in people and relationships. So she could be very vulnerable out there on her own without that guiding tool to keep her safe, keep her heart safe, all of that. So it was such an honor that she came here and trusted us. And the other really interesting thing about her that I have to share about her journey with us is that every time she met somebody, I mean, a lot of times we could point out all the things that went wrong with the match until it's the right one. But every single time she reported back, there were these wonderful things that she said about just the appreciation in this human being, just the appreciation in the opportunity, just the appreciation in the experience. And, she'd type in, I don't think I'm going to see him again, but positive, positive, positive. And just that optimism and that nature of hers, I think, was a huge integral part to her success meeting this man.
I love that. Yeah, I like how you note that even if it wasn't the right person, she still kept a good attitude. How important is it to have the right attitude when it comes to finding relationship success?
It's everything. It is. If I could give any tip to any person that is single, that is looking for love, as long as you've got the right resource helping you, and you can kind of let down your guard a little bit, and enjoy the process, find the positive in everything, and it radiates through your dating journey. People see that in you. They feel comfortable and at ease with you when you're on that date. They kind of match your energy. Really, I know it sounds crazy, but 15 years in the industry, the ones that get it right are always the ones that come to us with an optimistic attitude, that they really believe that we will help them find love. And those are the ones that do.
I believe it. Yeah, a positive attitude changes everything. I now want to talk about his story, because he also had a bit of a rough background before joining matchmaking. He also was widowed, and they were happily married, but she passed away from cancer. And he then remarried for 15 years, but came home to an empty house, which I can't imagine the trauma that leaves with someone.
Right.
But he was still open to finding love, which makes me think about the unseen struggles that come before success. That happens in many areas of our lives, whether it be careers or our health, but especially in our relationships. Often we go through the most tragic heartbreaks before we finally find the one. So I want to ask you, is finding love after loss truly possible?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think there's some work that we do to ready ourselves for that. But again, working in the industry for as long as I have, of helping singles and matching singles and, coaching singles and being so involved, it is the most powerful thing to hear, that not only have I experienced a really deep, meaningful connection and love that I've lost, I get the chance to do that again. Whereas a large percentage of our singles are looking for the opportunity to experience that just one time. So it's really powerful, this connection that human beings get the chance to make with one another. I think that again, that optimistic side has to come in. The journey itself, you kind of have to know what you're in for. It's not going to be snap and it happens. It's going to be anything that's worthwhile is kind of a difficult process to go through, right? a little bit about their story mutually, going back to this couple, they both joined in January, both of them, same month, if not maybe a week or two apart. And I was floored when I saw that, because usually I'm like, oh, this person joined this month, and then this person joined completely opposite. No, they existed in the matchmaking membership at the same time.
Wow.
They could have been matched with one another at any point over the next 8 months before they were matched with one another, and then progressively went on happy hold and are dating each other exclusively. So this is really indicative of the process and actually the real world, whether it's the matchmaking side or even out there on your own. I can't tell you how many times people have said, I use the analogy a lot of times when talking with clients, that you could be passing right by the person that's perfect for you every day and not see them because you're not really ready at that time. There's something that you need to go through. There's an experience, there's a process, there's a readiness. And then you bump into each other and you're like, oh, you've been there the whole time. I didn't even realize.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, if I had met you 4 months ago, actually, I probably wouldn't have really been the best, person. So taking this example of the woman that came to us with no dating and relationship experience, those first few introductions, don't get me wrong, it does happen sometimes right away. But a lot of times we find that the first few introductions are us putting the pieces of confidence together. They are us learning to communicate with our matchmaker. So there's a lot of steps to it. So again, the matchmaker could have introduced these two at any time over the course of 8 months, but there was something, call it whatever you want, there was something that did not align for the both of them. Okay. And the other thing too, I want to quickly point out that I just kind of remembered was when she came in, her profile was indicative of a certain kind of man that she was looking for. High level education, financially, a certain bracket, a certain, sophistication about him. Because of her background and experience, she felt that that would match her. She didn't really know, but she assumed, let me just meet somebody just like me. In my societal world and things like that. Well, this man is actually a blue collar worker. He gets his hands dirty. He doesn't make the amount of money. He does fine, but he doesn't make that amount of money. So maybe the matchmaker initially was kind of looking over him because at first she wanted a certain type of man. But as the matchmaker got to know her better and understood what she's experienced and understood her deep level of compassion, and that's what needed to be matched. And that's what, the level of love and investment she makes in somebody, and her values and her communication style and her needs. And then it was like, oh, here he is. I didn't even notice it before. So it is a progression over time that please let this story be something that people are inspired by, to be patient, to remain optimistic, because it is all worth it in the long run.
It's so true. And it's evident by their happy hold letters, just to conclude, because that was beautifully put, Heather. But he says that about her, that this woman is exactly matched for me, and we share so many traits that there are too many to list. So I love that despite their differences, that they were able to find these very deep similarities, and now they're obviously very happy. So it's very nice.
Yes, it's a beautiful love story. We're so blessed to be in an industry where we get to see these things unfold in real life. So
yeah. Well, thank you, Heather. That was a wonderful story. I look forward to hearing so many more. And yeah, thank you for chatting with me today.
Awesome. Thank you. I'll see you next time.
See you.
Bye.